Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Glacial Geek Battle Report. I am Phil, the Glacial Geek, coming to you here from Savannah Line Games in Pooler, Georgia, where I'm about to fight a 2,000-point battle between my Blips, aka my Genestealer Cult, and Max's 1,000 Sons. So the story that we've got going on here is that the 1,000 Sons wanted to perform a ritual on this planet for their dark machinations that are beyond the knowing of us mere mortals. And they arrived on the planet having discovered that the Imperial Forces on this planet had already been overthrown. Thinking that they would have an easy time of it, they descended onto the planet and realized that it was actually in the throes of a Genestealer Cult uprising, and the cult did not appreciate that they were arriving here and possibly in endangering their four-armed emperor who was to arrive on this planet and bring them all salvation. So they fought tooth, nail, and claw to try to get them out of here before their masters arrived. So that's the story that we got going on. We are going to be playing the Battle Lines mission from the GT 2021 packet. Essentially, there are 4 objectives on the table, 2 in the center, 1 in each of our deployment zones. If you hold 1, you score 5 points at the end of your battle, of your command or in your command phase. If you hold 1, you score 5 points. This is starting in turn 2. You get an additional 5 points if you control 2, and you get an additional 5 points if you control more, for a maximum of 15 points per turn, to a maximum of 45 points for the game. We have also chosen secondaries. Our secondary missions, I've chosen Retrieve Octarius Data. I've also chosen Pierce the Veil, which is going to have me trying to do psychic tests over in his end of the table. And we also have Behind Enemy Lines. My opponent has chosen Assassination, Mutate Landscape, which is a 1,000 Sons specific one. And he was also going to choose Grind Them Down. So he's going to be trying to kill more of me than I am, than I can kill of him. Which I've got 21 units, so if it'll be pretty easy for him to do so. So that is going to be it for the story. That's going to be it for the mission. Before we go any further, though, let's show you the 2 armies that are going to be fighting it out. So for the Genestealer Cult, I'll be running 2 battalion detachments. Leading off the first detachment, we have a Patriarch, a Magnus, and a Primus. We have 3 Acolyte Hybrid squads. We have a Clamavis, a Sanctus, and a Kellermorph, and a Rock Grinder. Second detachment, leading it off, we have a Patriarch and a Jackal Alphys. We have 2 10-man Neophyte Hybrid squads and 2 Acolyte Hybrid squad. We have a Pure Strain Genestealer squad, a Ridge Runner, and last but not least, an Adeline Jackal squad. And for the 1,000 Sons, you'll be running a battalion detachment. Leading off that detachment, we have an Exalted Sorcerer, we have an Infernal Master, and we have a Sorcerer. We have 5 squads of Rubric Marines. We have a Rhino. We have a 5-man squad of Terminators. We have 2 Hellbrutes, and last but not least, we have a Forge Fiend. Going over deployment here for the Genestealer Cult, just a bunch of blips. So these blips are going to be down here, and that's what they're going to be doing. They'll be coming in either right before my movement phase if I go first, or they will come in after my opponent's movement phase if he goes first. Going over deployment for the 1,000 Sons, we've got a squad of Rubric Marines over on this side. We've got a Sorcerer back behind them. We've got his Hellbrute up in the front here. We've got another Hellbrute next to him over here behind this building. We've got the Exalted Sorcerer over on this side. We've got another squad of Rubrics. We have a Infernal Master back behind them. We have the what's his face? He's a Forge Fiend, and then we have a Rhino on the side over there. He's got a 10-man squad inside there, 10-man squad inside of there. In the Webway portal, he has an additional 10-man squad of Rubric Marines and a 5-man squad of Rubric Marines, and he also has his 5-man Terminator squad in Deep Strike. I have 10 units in Cult Ambush and 11 units down here. I got 1 inside of a Rock Grinder underneath one of these blips, but we'll get to that when we put them all down, and you will see everything then. So that is deployment. We will now roll off to see who will be going first. I rolled a 1, and my opponent rolled a 6, so we will come back to you after movement phase for the 1,000 Sons here on turn 1. All right, movement phase for the 1,000 Sons here on turn 1. We've got his Rubric squad and the Sorcerer moving up this way. We have his Hellbrute moved up over here. This Hellbrute moved up. This Exalted Sorcerer, Master of whatchamacallit, Infernal Master, and then the Forge Fiend. Thank you. I don't know why I can't remember these words today. They all stood still back there. This other squad of Rubric Marines moved up, and this Rhino with the Rubric Marines inside moved up. So that was his movement phase, at which point I showed my face with what I've got here. So on this flank, we have a Ridge Runner. We have my Rock Grinder with a squad inside of it there. We've got 2 squads of Acolytes back over here. We've got the Pure Strains up front here along with the Patriarch over there. We have the Jackals and the Jackal Alphas over on the flank on this side. And then up here we have a squad of the Neophytes and my Sniper Bro, the Sanctus. The Sanctus, then when he popped up, he's going to use Perfect Ambush here for free because that's what he can do. He's going to use it and allow him to shoot. His characters are just out of range, kept him out there, which is pretty good, but he is going to shoot into the Rubric squad over there. So I did give him the +2 to wound, which is going to max it +1 to wound. So I'm going to be hitting here on 2s. That's going to hit with a fill face, and then it's going to be Strength 4, Toughness 4, right? Toughness 4, so would be 4s to wound, but because of the +1 to wound, I'll be wounding on a 3. Instead of a 2, which it used to be, but maxing at 1, that's still pretty good. So wounding on a 3, that's going to be a wound. 1 second. All right, so it's going to be AP -1 here. He is going to have 1 save to make here, looking for a 3-up because he is in cover. Makes it with a 5. All right, into the Psychic phase now. His Sorcerer is going to start off here by casting Temporal Surge onto these guys over here. Needing a 7 to go off. Does not on a 4. All right, so my opponent is going to spend a CP to reroll that. Goes off on a 9. So now my opponent's Infernal Master is going to go. He is going to cast Presage, or Presage, however you pronounce it, onto his the Forge Fiend over there. He is going to use 7 of his currently 17 Cabal points on Infernal Pact, or is it right now? Oh, Pact from Beyond, which will allow him to auto pass it at its minimum necessary. So, for instance, if you used it to cast Smite, you wouldn't get a Super Smite; you would just get a regular Smite. So in this case, it just goes off because it just does the power, which is pretty cool. And now his Exalted Sorcerer back here is going to do Mutate or Transform, or what is it? Mutate Landscape on that objective over there. Looking for, this is a psychic action here. So this with his secondary there. Go off on a 4. It does on a 5 there, so he's got that. And then the squad over here, the Aspiring Sorcerer is going to cast Smite onto my Ridge Runner. That will go off on a 7, so it'll be D3 mortal wounds. For 2 mortal wounds. He's got a Flare Launcher, so on 6s I can ignore the damage there. No, so he'll take both. And now this squad over here is going to cast Weaver of Fates, so he needs a Warp Charge 7. That will go off on a 10. That's the only unit that's in range for my Patriarch, the only Psyker on the board right now, so I'm going to try to deny because why not? So looking for an 11 to deny this. Oh, so close, but no, not enough. I actually needed a 12 for that, but still, it was the only thing I could do anyway, because all Thousand Suns get +1 to all of their power, so he was fine with whatever we got. Now into the shooting phase, his Forge Fiend's going to fire into my Pure Strains over here. So he's got Presage on him there, so he's going to be hitting on 2s. So we're going to do, what is it, 8 shots from the first set of guns here?
8 shots from the Heavy Hades Autocannons.
The Heavy Hades Autocannons are going to fire over here with 8 shots. So these are going to be hitting on 2s. Okie dokie, all but 1 hit. And then these are Strength 8. Strength 8 for the Hades Autocannons. So these are going to be looking for 2s to wound. All right, so that's going to be another miss there. So that's going to be a total of 6 wounds. All right, so we've got 5 up invul saves on my guys over there. So looking for 5s. Making 3 of them, that's not bad. I'll take that. So that's going to be 3 dead. And then 3 from the Ectoplasm Cannon, because it's got blast. So there's don't have to roll for that because I've got over 11 there. So that's going to be all hits there. These are going to Strength 7, so 3s to wound. That is going to be 2 wounds there. 5 up invul save, making 1. All right, so now this squad over here is going to fire into my Genestealers. We're going to do it with the Bolters first. There's 5 of them that are in range over there of 24. Hitting on 3s, so it's going to be 2 misses there. And then these are going to be Strength 4, so 4s to wound. Getting 1 wound, 5 up. Nope. And then the Soul Reaper Cannon over here, hitting on 3s. That's going to be all hits. Wounding on 3s. That is going to be 3 wounds. 3, 5. Oh, get back here, dice. 3, 5 up saves. Making 1 of them. So now his Rhino is going to shoot into my Adelan Jackals over here. They're -1 to hit, so he's going to be hitting on 4s. That's going to be 1 hit. Strength 4, so I think 4 to wound. That's going to be a wound. AP
-2.
-2. 1 second. AP -2. They're going to be 1 guy is going to take that wound there. So now this squad of rubrics are going to fire into my Achilles Ridge Runner. So he's going to be hitting on 3s. Okay, so he's going to have 4 misses there. 5s to wound with the bolters. That is going to be no wound. Then we have the Soul Reaper Cannon firing over here. Hitting on 3s, going to have 1 miss. And then these are strength 6, right? So 3s to wound because they're tough 5. That's going to be 1 wound there. AP minus a bunch, right? 3. AP -3, I think, is going to go straight through for 2 damage, is it?
1
or 1 damage? All right, so he's got a 6 up, feel no pain because of the flare launcher. Nope, he feels. Now the Hellbrood over here is going to fire into my Achilles Ridge Runner. So we've got the Reaper autocannon hitting on 3s. That's going to be all hits. Strength 7, so 3s. That is going to be all wounds. AP
-2.
-2. Yep, he's got a 4 up save, so I'm looking for 6 ups. Showing them fill faces. Getting 1 fill face. These are 2 damage apiece, correct?
1 damage apiece.
1 damage apiece on the Reaper autocannons. So then looking for 6s again. Fill faces. No more fill faces, so he takes 3 damage. And now his other guy is going to fire the plasma cannon.
D3 shots.
D3 shots. Going to get 2 shots. Hitting on 3s. Getting 1 hit. Does not hurt himself, though. Strength 8, correct?
Yes.
So looking for 3s to wound. That is a wound. AP -3 is going to go straight through. So it's 2 damage. I need 1 fill face. Oh, 3 damage. Oh, 3 damage. So I need 2 fill faces or he is dead. Show me them fill faces. Oh, I got 1. No, not enough. So he is going to be dead. Does he explode? No, he does not. All right, so that's going to be it for the Thousand Suns turn here on turn 1. We will come back to you after movement phase for the Genestealer Cult here on turn 2. Turn 1. Movement for the Genestealer Cult here on turn 1. These guys shuffled over here, and then they're going to retrieve Octaria's data for me back over here. The Sanctus stood still where he's at. Over here, the Jackal Alphys moved up over this way, along behind the Adelan Jackals here. My Patriarch advanced, as did the Pure Strains over here. These guys shuffled up a bit to make sure that they're being obscured by the dense terrain there. And then these guys moved over onto this side over here. And the Rock Grinder moved up closer to his rubrics over this side by this objective. So that's going to be it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you with the Psychic phase. All right, so starting off the Psychic phase now, my Patriarch is going to cast Might from Beyond onto these guys over here, giving them +1 attack, +1 strength. You need a 7 to go off. That will go off on a 7. So my opponent is definitely going to deny with like his 1,000 denials that he has there. So he's looking for an 8 to deny over here. Does not on a 4, so they will have it. All right, at the start of the Psychic phase, or the shooting phase here, I'm going to spend 2 CP on detonate concealed explosives. Essentially, I choose an enemy unit on the table here. I roll a d6. I subtract 1 if it's a character. I add 1 if it's at a unit of 10 or more. And on a result of a 4+, they suffer D3 mortal wounds. And on a 7+, they suffer D6 mortal wounds. So I'm going to choose this squad of rubrics over here. So I'm going to roll to see if they suffer on a... So because there's 10 or more there, it will be a 3+ will suffer D3. And on a fill face, they will suffer D6 mortal wounds. So show me that fill face. Or just roll a 1 and do that for me. Good job. So now I'm going to spend 1 CP for extra explosives to allow these guys to throw their grenades into here. So we've got the 4 demolition charges that they have there. They're going to be throwing them into his Rhino over here. The Jackal Alphys has chosen him as her target, so they're going to get +1 to hit here. So it's going to be 4 D6 shots. All right, so that's going to be 9, 10, 11... 15 shots, +1 to hit because of the Jackal Alphys, so they're going to be hitting on 3s. Oy, oy, oy. And then these are strength 8, so 3s to wound. Okay, so that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have a 5-up invul save for these. Making 1 of them, so that's going to be 4 D3 damage. 2, 4, 6, 8 damage into him. And then the Wolf Quad is going to fire his Incinerator there. That's going to be 3 hits. Strength 5, so 5s to wound. Getting no wound. So now my Sanctus up here is going to fire into him, hitting on a 2. That is a wound. Hit, I should say, sorry. Strength 4, looking for, would be 5s to wound, but he's got the gift from beyond, so it will be looking for a 4 to wound. Not going to do it on a 1. And then the Jackal Alphys is going to fire into him as well. That is a hit. That is not a wound on a 1. All right, so now this guy here is going, my Rock Grinder is going to fire everything into his rubrics over here. So we're going to do the Clearance Incinerator, heavy 2d6. Auto hits, 3 hits. Looking for 3s to wound. That is going to be 3 wounds at AP -1, 1 damage. So you've got 3 guys back here who are in cover. So you could just do 2-up saves for them because it's -1, +1 because of all his dust, and +1 because they are in cover over there. So it's going to be 3 2-up saves. Failing 1 of them, so 1 damage. And then the Heavy Stubber. That's going to be no hit. All right, so into the charge phase now. My Patriarch here is going to charge into his rubrics. He has the Amulet of the Voidworm, so cannot be Overwatched here. So I have a 10-inch charge to try to make here. Not going to make it with a 5. I got to leave that. And now my Genestealers are going to charge into them. They have an 8-inch charge to make it in, but my opponent is going to fire Overwatch. So let's start with the Reaper autocannon. May as well do that. So it's going to be 6 shots here. 5 shots, sorry, my bad, 5 shots. Strength 6, but hitting on 6s. Getting 1 hit. So strength 6, looking for a 3 to wound. No wound. And now we're going to have the pistols firing over here. The bolters firing here. So again, hitting on 6s. Getting a couple. So that was 2 hits there. Looking for 4s. Getting 1 wound there. 5-up invul save. He's good with the filth phase. Woo! And then with the Warpflame pistol is going to get 1 hit there. Strength 3, so 5s to wound. That does get a wound. But that 5 is good. So now they need a, an 8-inch charge to get in over there. They will make it in with an 11. And now my Rock Grinder is going to charge into these Rubric Marines. He's going to make it in with a 7. So now my Genestealers are going to attack into his rubrics to start off the fight phase. I do have Might from Beyond, so they're going to have 4 attacks each. There's only 8 left, so I don't get the +1 for that, unfortunately. So they're going to have 32 attacks into them over here. These are going to be hitting on 3s. And then I am going to be wounding on 3s because Might from Beyond makes them strength 5. All right, so he did 13 regular saves at AP -1 and 3 rending with the fill faces there for AP -4. So he's got a 4-up invul save because of Weaver of Face that went off there. So fails 1 of those, so that's going to be 1 wound there. And then you have 13 saves that he's going to be making against the other one. All right, so 13 3-up saves because of all his dust since it's only 1 damage here. Oh. So that was a total of 5 wounds off there, so 2 guys are dead and 1 takes a wound. All right, so now my Rock Grinder is going to fight into him over here. So I've got, he's going to have 6 attacks plus D3 with the Dozer Blade there. The Kill Dozer Blade, so plus an additional 2. So a total of 8 attacks coming in here. Hitting on 4s. Alrighty then. So it's going to be 4 hits. Strength 9, so 3s to wound. That is going to be 4 wounds. AP -2 and more than 1 damage, so he's going to have 5-up saves. Making 3 out of them, so that's going to be D3 damage for 1 damage. And now his guys are going to attack back over here into my Genestealers. So these are going to be the regular guys here. So we've got 14 attacks coming in, hitting on 3s, and then wounding on 4s. 5-up saves, making 2 of them, 3 are dead. And then 3 from the Aspiring Sorcerer over there. That's going to be all hits. Strength +2, is it?
3.
Strength +3. So looking for 3s to wound. That is going to be 2 wounds there. 5-up invul saves. That's all they got. So 2 are dead. So now his guys over here are going to pile into my Rock Grinder. So he's got 5 guys in range there plus the Aspiring Sorcerer. These are going to be the regular guys hitting on 3s and then wounding on 5s. So that's going to be 1 wound there. Save. No, not going to do it. 1 damage, so 6-up Rugged Construction. Nope, he's going to take it. And then the Aspiring Sorcerer is going to attack over here. So that's going to be 2 hits. These are going to be wounding strength 7, wounding on 4s. Yeah. Let me see if it makes a difference. Maybe 1. Yeah, it was tough 7, so 4. All right, so I have a morale test to take over here. I lost 5 guys, so 5 plus 5 is 10 exactly. I think what their leadership is. 1. Nope, they are leadership 9. So then 2 more guys. But they're gonna. The 2 other guys are gonna stay there. Okay. I did lose this 1 guy though. All right, stay up. All right, so that's gonna be it for the Genestealer Cult turn here on turn 1. We'll come back to you after movement phase for the Thousand Suns here on turn 2. Movement phase for the Thousand Suns here on turn 2. His Sorcerer advanced up over here, getting within 3 inches of the objective. These guys all stayed in combat with my Rock Grinder. His 2 Hell Brutes are moving up the table over this way. Back over here, his Aspiring Sorcerer, or not, Exalted Sorcerer, and his Infernal Master both moved over towards this way, as did his Forge Fiend over that way. The other guys stayed in combat with my Genestealers over here. Back over here, those guys disembarked from the Rhino, and then the Rhino moved back 3 inches because that's all you can move. And then in the reinforcement step here, his guys this 10-man squad came down in the back over here, 9 inches away from my squad there. And then over here, his 5-man squad dropped in back in this corner. So that's going to be it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you with the Psychic phase. Starting off the Psychic phase, his Exalted Sorcerer is going to cast Smite into my Dubros over here. That will go off on a 9. I'm just going to go D3 mortal wounds. Becomes a 9 because you have +1. Yep. So D3 mortal wounds. Doing 3 mortal wounds, so they are dead. And then he is going to cast Doombolt into my Rock Grinder over here. That will not go off on a 6, I don't think, right? Doombolt needs a 7.
It needs a 6.
Oh, it does need a 6, so it does go off. I am going to try to deny that with my Patriarch. And I do deny it with an 8. And then he is going to auto-pass Presage there onto his Forge Fiend with the Cabal point. And then his guy over here is going to cast Smite into my Patriarch. That will not go off on a 6. And then my opponent's going to spend his last 9 Cabal points on Wrath of the Immaterium to add 2 to that test there. So it becomes a 6, or it becomes a 7 because he gets a +1 because he is Thousand Suns. So that does go off, so D3 mortal wounds. Does 3 mortal wounds. And then he is going to, his Sorcerer over here is going to do a Psychic action on the objective over here. It will go off on a 10, so that's going to be, what is it, Mutate Landscape. Mutate Landscape, so that's going to be onto that one there. And now these guys are going to do Weaver of Fates. That will go off on an 8. And then these guys back here are going to smite into my guys over here. That will go off on an 11, which is Super Smite, or it becomes a 12, so it's going to be D6 mortal wounds. 3 mortal wounds. And then this squad is going to smite into my Adolin Jackals.
8.
It's an 8 to go off this time, and it does on a 10, so D3 mortal wounds. It's going to be 3 mortal wounds. All right, so now this squad over here is going to start us off in the shooting phase, firing into my Adolin Jackals. So let's do the bolters and the bolt pistol first. Hitting on 3s. I'm hitting on 4s because they're -1 to hit. Looking for 4s to wound. And the AP -2 just goes straight through their armor. And then the Soul Reaper Cannon firing into the last guy over there. That's going to be all but 1 hit. Oh, no, they're -1 to hit, so yeah, the 3s are missing. So that's 2 hits, strength 6, so 3s to wound. No wound. So now his Forge Fiend here is going to fire. He's going to fire the Ectoplasm Gun into my Patriarch, since this is now not a 3-man unit. And then he's going to fire the Hades autocannons into this squad back over here. So what are we going to do first? Start into the Patriarch over there. So hitting on a D3, so that's going to be 2 shots. Hitting on 2s because he's got Presage over there. That's going to be 2 hits. Strength 7, so looking for 3s to wound. That's going to be 2 wounds. He does have a 4-up invul save now because he's got the Amulet of the Void Worm, which gives him +1 to his saves. Getting them both. Woo! Yeah. And then the Hades autocannon here is firing into my Neophyte squad in the back over here. So these are going again, hitting on 2s. That's going to be all except for one hit. And then these are strength 8, so 2s to wound. Oh, they would, yeah. Sorry, I forgot that it's going -1 to hit because it's firing through the terrain over here. So that's dense terrain because it's the thing. So these are now going to be, so it's 6 hits in the end. These are going to be wounding on 2s. So it's going to be all but 1, so it's going to be 5. AP minus, what is it on these? 3?
2.
AP minus 2, AP minus 1. I think I made them, maybe I have a 6-up save with that 5s. So let's see. 6-up save, it's AP minus 2. Making 1 of them. And now his Rhino here is going to fire into my guy there because he's wounded and he's -1 to hit. He's going to be hitting on 6s. Getting 1 hit. Wounding on a 4. That is a wound. AP minus 2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's going to go straight through. Give him a wound. And now his squad of rubrics here is going to fire into my Patriarch. We're going to go with the bolters first. 4 guys are in rapid fire range. Hitting on 3s. And then strength 4, so 5s to wound. 4-up invul save because the amulet of the void worm. Making 1. And then the warp flame pistol is going to fire. That's going to be cocked. That's going to be 3 hits. These are going to be looking for 5s to wound. Getting 2 wounds. Making 1, failing 1. And now the Reaper autocannon. Oh no, Soul Reaper cannon, sorry. Soul Reaper cannon is going to fire. No hits. And now the Hellbrute's going to fire into my Patriarch over here. That is going to be a hit. 3 hits, 3 shots, I should say. 3 hits. 3 shots. Hitting on 3s. That is going to be all hits. Strength 8, so looking for 3s to wound. That is going to be 2 wounds. 2 4-up invul saves. Making 1, failing 1. I'm going to spend a CP to re-roll that. No, he is dead. Reaper autocannon from this Hellbrute's going to fire into my 2 guys over here. -1 to hit, so hitting on 4s. Getting 2 hits. Strength 7?
Yes.
All right, so looking for 2s to wound. That is going to be 1 wound. AP
-1.
-1 +1. Makes it with a fail first. And now this squad over here is going to fire into them. So we're going to go with the Soul Reaper cannon first. Hitting on 4s because of, okay, getting 1 hit. And no wound, okay. And then they're going to fire their bolters. Hitting on 4s. And then 3s to wound. That's going to be 3 wounds over here. AP minus 2, +1 because they're in cover. 6-up saves. Making 1, but that's not enough to save. This squad here is now going to charge into my Adel and Jackal over there. They are maybe in. All right, he's out. So spending a CP to reroll that. And they'll be in on a second. And then his Hellbrute's going to charge into my guy over here. He's totally in. All right, so now his Hellbrute's going to start us out over here. He's going to punch into him. 5 attacks here, hitting on 3s. All right, so that's going to be 3 hits. Strength ×2, so strength 12, looking for 3s to wound. That is going to be 3 wounds. Those are 3 damage apiece, correct? So that's going to be 9 wounds. So I've got 9 rugged construction saves here. Feel no pains, looking for 6s. I ignored none of them. So he is going to be dead. Does he explode? No, he does not. I got 5 guys inside. Do they die? No, they're good. And then his squad over here is going to attack into my Adel and Jackal. We're going to go with the Aspiring Sorcerer first. That's going to be 2 hits. Looking for 3s to wound. Strength plus
to wound.
He's top 4.
Oh, he's top 4?
He's on a bike.
Oh.
He's on a bike.
Right on the bike.
Yeah. That's going to be 1 wound. AP? -1, I think, maybe?
2 or 3.
No, it should be 2. But on a 1 is not going to save him anyway. So he. All right, and that'll do it for the Thousand Suns turn here on turn 2. We'll come back to you after movement phase for the Genestealer Cult here on turn 2. Movement phase for the Genestealer Cult. Everybody's coming in here. So my Sanctus stood still, as did my Neophytes up over here. These guys stood over here. My the Acolytes stood still on the objective over here, and the Jackal Alphys, she turbo boost advanced over here onto the objective with them to get some protection, and then these guys over here shuffled around, getting closer to his aspiring sword or his sorcerer over there. Then things came in from Deep Strike. So my 2 Kellermorphs dropped in over here, looking onto those guys over there. My Patriarch over here dropped down, looking onto these guys over here. This 20-man squad dropped in 9 inches away from these guys. The Claimavis dropped down behind them, as did the Primus. These guys back over here dropped in. So the squad is 9 inches away, and then they are going to do retrieve Octarius data, and then my Magnus dropped in behind them over there. And over here, my Sanctus. My Sanctus dropped in over here, 9 inches away from them. I did his free perfect ambush, rolled a 1. So he got 1 inch closer over there. So we'll see how it is. Everyone is four-armed Emperor, so they'll all have +1 to their charge, but we'll have to see if it's done. Oh, and then these guys. These guys, I spent 2 CP to allow them line and weight to drop in more than 3 inches from the guys over here. So that's going to be it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you with the psychic phase. We're starting off here. My Patriarch is going to cast Mass Hypnosis onto these guys over here. Need a 7 to go off. It does go off on a 7. To 9, looking for an 8. Does not get it. Gets a 7. My opponent's going to spend a CP to reroll that. Still gets a 5, so it goes off. And then my Magus back over here is going to cast Pierce the Veil. That does go off on a 7. And then his Infernal Master is going to try to deny it. He does... No, 1 second. Does not do it because I got a 7. I forgot there for a second. Start of the shooting phase. One of my Kelemorphs is going to fire into these guys over here. So we'll start with his first shots here. Hitting on 2s. It's going to be all but 1 hit, which means he gets 5 more shots. Okay, missing 1 of those as well. These are now going to be strength 4, so looking for 4s to wound. That is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 wounds at AP -1. AP -1 and 2 damage. They don't get all his dust, but there are a couple guys over here in cover here, so 2 damage apiece. Actually, you have to do 3 because there's only 3 guys in cover. So because they're 2 damage apiece, it will pop these guys.
Okay.
Yeah, so roll 3 dice, just 3. Yeah, they get the AP -1, so these are going to be 3-up saves. Making them all, and then 1 more 3-up save. No, one more 3-up save. And 1 will die. And then the next guy, because the first one killed somebody, is going to get reroll 1, so he's going to be hitting on 2s. Rerolling that 1. So now he gets 6 extra shots. Hitting on 2s. Rerolling 1s. Okay, still going to be 1 miss there. And then these are going to be wounding on 4s. All right, so that is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You've got 2 other guys here in cover. So we have to do them 2 at a time for the 7. So 3s. Oh, I can't see the other one over there. Okay, that's going to be 2 hit, 2 good. So you get 2 at a time. 1 will be dead, so then we have to do 1 at a time. That guy is going to be dead, and these other ones are going to be 4-ups. Making them both. And then these guys are going to fire their pistols into the squad. That is going to be, I think, only 1 hit. That is not going to be a win. These guys back here are going to put their hand flamers into the Infernal Master back there. So it's going to be 10d6 auto hits. We'll come back to that. All right, so there's going to be 32 hits there. These are going to be wounding on 5s. All right, so that's going to be 10 wounds into him over there. These are going to have looking for 2-up saves because he is in cover over there. So.
And he's got 2-up armor.
And he's got 2-up armor. So regardless,
Conniving plates.
all of it, he's got conniving plates. So either which way, he's looking for 2-ups. Just takes the 1 damage. And then the Sanctus over here is going to fire into the squad in the middle. That is a hit. That is not a wound. All right, into the assault phase. My 20-man squad here is going to charge into these guys over here. We're going to start with the Soul Reaper. My opponent is going to Overwatch. So his Soul Reaper cannon hitting on 6s, getting 1 hit. Strength 6, so 2s to wound. That is a wound. AP
-3.
-3, so that's just going to pop 1 of these guys over here. And then we have the bolters firing into him over here, hitting on 6s. Getting 1 hit there. Oh no, yeah, 1 hit. Just the 1 hit right there. Yep. And these are going to be looking for 3s to wound. That is a wound. AP -2 is going to kill another guy. All right, so they are Cult of the Four-Armed Emperor, which gives them +1 to their charge, and the Clamavus being there gives them an additional +1 to charge, so they need a 7-inch charge to make it into combat over here. They will make it with a 7. And then my Sanctus over here with the dagger is going to charge into these guys. I need a 7-inch charge because I got the +1 from the combat +1 there. Not going to make it a double 1. I'm going to spend a CP to reroll that. Makes it with an 8. These guys are going to charge into both of the units over here. They will be in. And my Patriarch is going to charge into these guys back over here. So looking for a 9-inch charge from him because he does not benefit from the Cult Creeds. Not going to make it.
Picture of that fight.
And now the Acolytes here are going to start us off in the fight phase. So we're going to go with the 4 guys with the heavy rock saws attacking into them over there. They're going to have 2 attacks each. They are going to have +1 to hit because of the Primus choosing them as their special one. I gave him Alien Majesty, so he's got a 9-inch aura, which he made sure he was in on there. The rock saws are going to be hitting on 2s, rerolling 1s because of their icon in the squad there. Wounding on 2s because strength ×2, rerolling 1s because of the Primus over here within 9. So these are going to be, again, hitting on 2s. That's rerolling 1s. Nope, not meant to be. Wounding on 2s. Rerolling 1s. All right, so that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 at AP -4. At AP -4 on these guys, they've got a 5-up invul save. 7 5-up, so he makes 5 out of 7, so 2 are dead. And here comes the claws from the rest of the squad here. There's going to be 29 attacks from them, hitting on 2s, rerolling 1s,
He has the macro plasma.
and then these are going to be wounding on 4s, rerolling 1s. Rerolling 1s. All right, so we have 4 rending there, so those are going to be 5-up invul saves, and the others, because of all his dust, AP -1 +1, he's going to have 15 3-ups. So we're going to do the 4 5-ups. Not making any of those. That's 2 more that are going to be dead, and then we're going to have the 15 3-up saves because of the all his dust. So we failed 7 more there, so that's going to be 3.5 more dead guys. And then 14 attacks with the cultist knives, hitting on 2s, re-rolling the 1s. All right, so that's going to be all hits. And then strength 4 again, looking for 4s to wound, re-rolling the 1s. So that is going to be a total of 11 wounds there. At AP nothing, so these are going to be 11 2-up saves because all is dust. They're going to be coming in over here. All right, 2-up saves. Failing another 2, so another guy and a half are dead. So now my Sanctus back here is going to attack. He's got the relic knife there, so he's going to have 5 attacks. These are going to be hitting on 2s. Okie dokie. And it always wounds on 2s unless it's a vehicle.
Actually, no. That is just
okay, so it's only going to be 2 wounds. AP -2, 2 damage, so we've got looking for 5-up saves. 2 5-ups. Making 1, failing 1, 2 damage, so 1 guy is dead. And then this squad's going to attack. The guy with the rock drill is going to go into his character over here. So he's going to have 2 attacks here, hitting on 3s. Getting 1 hit, strength ×2, so wounding on 2.
I knew I should have brought the doctor.
That's going to be a wound with a fill face there. AP -3.
300 points and he can be targeted from turn 1.
So he's going to have his 5-up invul. Does not make it, so he takes 1 second. All right, so he takes 1 damage from that, and then because his attacks are done, we now have to roll for him with the rock drill here. Essentially, I roll a d6 on a 2+, he takes a mortal wound. All right, with a fill face, he takes a mortal wound. Then I roll it again on a 3+. No, so he just takes the 2 wounds. And then the other guys are going to attack into his rubrics. Hitting on 3s. Wounding on 4s. Alrighty, so these 2 6s are going to go to your invul. And then these are going to be 2-up saves because they're, oh no, 3-up saves because they're AP -1. So you've got 2, we'll come back to it. All right, so we have 2 4-ups. Making 1, failing 1, and then 2 3-ups. Making both of those. And then we have the cultist knife attacks. Okie dokie.
Well, that's when
And no. All right, so these guys over here are going to attack back. So we're going to go with the guy with the 4 staff first. That's going to be 2 hits. That is going to be 1 wound. AP -1. Nope, that's going to kill a guy. And then into the other guy over there is going to make his attacks. No hits there. And now his sorcerer is going to attack over here. Hitting on 3s, that's going to be 2 hits. And then these are going to be strength +1, so you're going to be wounding on 3s. Wounding on 3s. Getting 1 wound, so that's going to kill a guy. All right, so now we have, these guys are going to go. We're going to go with the aspiring sorcerer first with his staff. That's going to be 2 hits. And then wounding on, I think, 2s, because he's strength +3. Oh, yes, 2s. That's going to be 1 wound, AP -1, 6 up. Nope, that's going to be a dead guy. And then he's going to have 10 attacks into my other guys with his other guys. Into my guys with his rubrics. And wounding on 3s. That is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. AP nothing on these, so 5 ups. I make 1 of them, so 3 more dead. That's the squad. And now his guys are going to attack into my Sanctus over here. So hitting on 3s. So that's going to be 1 hit. Then wounding on 2s. That is a wound. AP -1. I think he might be good. Nope, he has a 5 up save, so it's going to be D3 damage because it's the 4 stave for 2 damage. And then we have the regular guys attacks. That's going to be all but 1 hit there. And these are going to be strength 4, so looking for 3s to wound. That is going to be 3 wounds there. Looking for 5 up saves. Not making any of them, so he will be dead. All right, so that's going to be the end of the turn here for Genestealer Cult. We do have some leadership tests, so his Rubric Marines over there lost 3 guys. 3 plus 6 does fail his leadership there. So 1's going to run away. And then 5 other rolls for 1s. No one else will run away because they're fine with that. So 1 will run away. And then we have this squad over here who lost 8. So they need a 1 to pass it. They do not on that 2. So then one other, on a 1, they have to roll a 1 on the other guy to see if he runs away. No, he's good to go. So he will stay there. And that's going to be it for the Genestealer Cult turn here. Oh, no. I think I've got to make a roll over here. So these guys, they lost 3 guys total. Plus 4 is 7. They're good to go. So that's going to be it for the Genestealer Cult turn here. We will come back to you after movement phase for the Thousand Suns here on turn number 3. All right, movement phase for the Thousand Suns here. These guys over here, this Rubric squad moved up over this way. This Rubric squad and the Sorcerer kind of moved this way, as did the Hellbrute over towards these guys. This Hellbrute moved up. These guys, spoiler alert for the end of the turn, dropped in over here. 2 of them were able to get within 9 inches and on the terrain there to be able to shoot. The others are on the other side of it, so they won't be able to shoot into them, but that's fine. These guys, he has to stay in there because he is surrounded by a bunch of Gribblies. Back over here, these guys are ready to move over this way. These Rubrics stayed where they were. The Exalted Sorcerer stayed where he was, and then this guy stayed where he was at as well, as did he there. So that's going to be it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you with the Psychic phase. Starting off the Psychic phase, he is going to use Presage, whatever it is, however you pronounce it. He's going to cast it, and he's going to auto cast it with his ritual points, Cabal points, or whatever they are. You know what I'm talking about. And now his Exalted Sorcerer is going to cast Smite into my Acolyte squad back over there. Will not go off on a 4. It does go off because it goes off on a 5 over there. All right, so D3 mortal wounds. I'll kill 3. Then he's going to do Doombolt. Oh, I should mention that he did put Changeling, Capering Imps onto them, so they can't fire Overwatch. But now he's going to put Doombolt into them over there. That will not go off on a 4. And the guy back there is going to do Smite into them, looking for a 6 to go off. Does on an 11 because they get +1, so that's going to be Super Smite. D6 to the. And then his Sorcerer is going to Smite into my guy over here, so he needs a 7 to go off. Does not get it on a 6. And now they are going to cast Smite into him over here, needing an 8. Does not get it on a 6. And this guy is going to cast Tzeentch's Firestorm into my dude bros over there. That will go off on an 8. All right, so it was an 8, but then he's going to spend his Cabal points on, what was it? Kindred Sorcerers to give him a +1 to that. So it's looking for a 9. I'm going to try to deny it with my Patriarch back here. He's just within 24. No, not going to do it on a 3. So it was a 9+, but it says it needs to be an unmodified 9+ on Tzeentch's Firestorm, and that was with modifiers there. So this is going to be looking for 6 ups, doing mortal wounds onto my dude bros. Getting 2 mortal wounds. 7. His Rubrics over there are going to fire into my Acolytes over here on the objective. So here comes his shots. hitting on threes. Oh, hitting on fours because he's shooting into the terrain over there. So it's gonna be 2 hits. Looking for threes. That's gonna be 2 wounds. AP -2. Looking for 6s because of cover over there. No, 2. And then his Forge Fiend here is going to fire into my poor neophytes who have done nothing wrong. These are going to be hitting on 2s because he got them off with Presage there. So these are going to be all hits, and then wounding on 2s. All right, so that's going to be an AP enough that it's going to kill all 7 of those guys. And then here comes the other one there. So it's D3 shots. That's going to be 2 shots. 2 hits. And 2 wounds. This squad here is now going to fire into my acolytes back over there. Hitting on 4s because they are shooting into terrain over there. So that's going to be 2 hits. That is 2 wounds, AP -2. So +1 because of the cover. AP -3. Okay. Soul Reaper Cannon is AP -3, so that's just going to be 2 dead. And here come the bolter shots. Hitting on 4, and then wounding on 3s. All right, that one's cocked over there. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. AP -2, so 6 ups. Can I make them all? No, he did. I got none. And then this Hellbrood here is going to fire into my Patriarch. He's going to get 2 shots, hitting on 4s because he's shooting through cover there. That's going to be 2 hits, strength 8, so 3s to wound. That is going to be 2 wounds, 2 5-up invul saves because he's a Patriarch. Make neither of them, so that's 4 damage. He's almost, oh, 3 damage apiece, so he did. The Hellbrood over here is going to fire into my Neophytes up over here. That's going to be 1 hit. That's going to be a wound though. AP -1 +1 because they're in cover. Hey, good with the Felt Bears. Woo! This squad over here is going to fire into my Keller Morph over on this side over here. That's going to be hitting on 3s. So that's going to be 4 hits. The Soul Reaper Cannon here. Looking for 2s. It's strength 6, right? Yeah, so I think it's 2s to wound. So that's going to be 3 wounds. 3 5-up invul saves. Making 1 damage apiece, so he takes 2. And the Inferno Bolters and the Bolt Pistol are firing. Hitting on 3s. And then wounding on 3s.
They have several attacks. Does transhuman physiology go per phase?
So that is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 3 dice here. -2, 5-up invul. Failing all of those, he is dead. So now this squad over here is going to fire into my guys over there. -1 to hit because of mass hypnosis, so 4s to hit. So that's going to be 1, 2 hits there. Strength 6, so 2s to wound.
AP -1.
That is going to be 1 wound. -3, so it doesn't make a difference. They're 1 guys. And then the bolters are going to be firing over here. Hitting on 4s. And then wounding on 3s.
That kind of stinks.
That's going to be 4 wounds over there. AP -2, so that's just going to go straight through their arm. And then the Storm Bolter from the guy over here is the only one that can see into her over here. So that's going to be 4 hits. Oh no, wait, yeah, she's -1 to hit, so one of those is a miss there. Hitting, wounding on 4s. That's going to be 1 wound. AP -2. AP's enough to go through, so she's down to 4 wounds. Into the assault phase, his Hellbrood over here is going to charge into my Keller Morph.
Yeah, you had said there's.
That's going to get him in. All right, so now he is going to start us off in the fight phase over here. Hitting on 3s. All right, that's going to be 2 misses there, and then wounding on 2s. That is going to be 3 wounds. 3 5-up invul serves. Making 2, so he's still, what is the damage?
3 damage.
3 damage, so he's still alive. And then these guys are going to go, we're going to go with the Rock Saws. Hitting on 3s because they're just out of the Primus's range now. Wounding on 2s. That is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At AP -4, 2 damage apiece. They have a 5-up invul save, don't they? All right, 5-up invul save. Now he's going to be dead. And then my Keller Morph over here is going to attack back. Hitting on 3s. Wounding on 6s. Nope, nothing there. All right, so that's going to be it for the 1,000 Suns here on turn 3. I do have a morale test to take over here. I need a 1. No, so he's going to run. And that will be it. So we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Genestealer Cult here on turn 3. All right, movement phase for the Genestealer Cult here on turn 3. Not a whole lot of movement. These guys kind of like stayed around over here. They stayed back here getting cover. She kind of stayed where she was at. They kind of stayed up over here. I did have him back out of combat over on this side because I do not feel like getting punched to death over there. Just give it away over there. And that's it. That's all I got left on the army here. So we will come back to you with the psychic phase. All right, psychic phase. I'm going to do Pierce the Veil back over here. Not going to go off. I'm going to spend a CP to reroll that. That will go off on a 5, but you can try to deny it.
I will work on denying that.
Oh, and he will. All right, so now my Jackal Alphys is going to start us off in the sheen phase, shooting into the Infernal Master back over there.
-1.
That will hit on a 6. 4 will wound, so that's going to be AP -1. So looking for a Epidine cover there, so 2 up armor save. And he is good to go. My Sanctus up here is going to fire into the Terminator squad. That's going to be a hit. 2 will not wound, though. I'm going to spend a CP to reroll that. All right, that's going to be it for the movement phase. We're going to go into the assault phase. This squad's going to charge in over here. They are in. All right, we're going to start with the rock saws over here. These are going to be hitting on 3s. Rerolling 1s to hit, but not 2s. And then these are going to be wounding on 3s. That is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 up invul saves over here. If he fails any of these, he is dead. Fails enough of them, any of them. So he is dead. Does he explode, sir? Does not. So he will be dead. All right, so that's going to be the end of the Genestealer Cult turn here on turn 3, and that's where we're going to call because I can't get enough points to get anything here. So my opponent's going to get another 10 points on primary over here, and then he's just going to wipe me because my other hope was that if he was able to get that power off on that time, I could have gotten 8 points for that. But right now it is 23 to 43, and it's just going to roll even more downhill from there with him killing more characters, killing my guys off, and just leaving me with an inability to score anything. So a brutal game, but an awesome showing for the Thousand Sons here against the Genestealer Cult. So I mean, hopefully the Genestealer Cult will get some help when their codex comes out. But we'll just see what happens. I still love them, but maybe not as much right now because they disappointed me. I'm not mad. I'm disappointed in you, brothers. Dice may have been bad. The dice and the codex, I think, combined to be bad. So, I hope you guys have all enjoyed this. I certainly have. I have been Phil, the Glacial Geek. As always, my opponent's been Max. And until next time, stay safe and have fun.